We're live. Hi, guys. I'm Rick Dancer. Welcome to the Buck Stops Here, sponsored by Buck Sanitary Service in Eugene. Scott and Lisa Weld sponsor a show a month, and they let us do whatever we want, and this is so important, especially in a case like this. This is Steve Hensley. Say hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
He's kind of a smart ass, just so you know. Steve is the man from Springfield who we reported on earlier in the month, who on 4th of July went down to Island Park and to the fireworks celebration, and then the next thing he was found unconscious, beaten to a pulp behind Joey's Pizza Parlor, just a little ways from where he lived. And Steve, thanks for being with us. This has been kind of a rough hole, huh?
It has been. This past week's definitely a lot better than the first 3 weeks. I got out of the hospital on Monday, and each day I'm feeling a little better. Not all the way back to normal, but I'm getting there slowly but surely.
So what do you, in terms of your memory, you don't have a ton of memory from what happened that day, right?
For that day, hardly any at all. I mean, I don't remember leaving my apartment to go to the fireworks display. Don't remember getting beat up at Joey's Pizza or even rescued there. The first thing I remembered was Saturday of last week, waking up at OSHU in Portland, and had been there 2.5 weeks already.
So you know that you went there because you had plans to go there, but you don't remember being it because Cassie, we have other family members here too. Cassie saw you and talked with you, and then you were leaving. Amber did, and Amber was leaving to go, and you were leaving to go home.
Yeah.
But so you don't remember any of that.
I don't even even remember leaving my apartment just to get on the bus to go down there. So apparently what eventually happened to me and my brain injury definitely made a difference as far as my memory for that particular day.
Now I noticed you still have a little bruising under your eyes.
Little bit.
And you're double vision out of this eye right here.
Out of this eye, yes. If I keep it closed or covered, it works fairly well, and I've got a patch here that I can use, but I don't like using it all the time. It is getting better, so I tend not to use it all the time, just so the eye itself will increase to get better.
So now you guys, somebody has given us, in fact it's Dale Leslie, who's on here right now. Dale is a young man who, Steve, what I found out about you is you got a really big heart.
That's what everybody keeps telling me.
You're like a very loved man. And it's because you lived your life in a good way. And this young man not now anymore, Dale Leslie, you took him in when he didn't have anywhere else to go.
That's what I understand.
And you took somebody else in at the same time.
At the same time.
And you did make him go to work with you. He told me that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're not an easy guy.
No, I don't tend to be.
So you took care of these people, and now Dale has offered a $1,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest of whoever did this to Steve. So we have the money. We need the information. The police have no leads at this point that we know of. And is it frustrating for you?
In a way, it is because after I got out of the hospital, my sister Sharon was telling me how my pants were wet, my wallet was wet, everything, and I don't remember getting wet. Normally between Island Park and here, there's usually only one place to get really soaking wet, and that's down there. Don't remember it. Don't remember falling anywhere.
So let me show you something. Hi, can you show me the picture? His sister's here, and Steve has not seen the picture of what he looked like in the hospital, so we thought we'd wait and show it to him live. So again, you guys, this is Steve Hensley. He's the gentleman who was found unconscious, beaten up behind Joey's Pizza on the 5th of July after attending a 4th of July celebration at Island Park in Springfield, and police are still trying to get a lead on who did this to Steve, and there is a $1,000 reward offered for that. There is a huge fundraiser coming up on Sunday at the University of Oregon. See, Steve has connections. Not only do people love this man, but he has connections because he works at the U of O.
Works there.
So it's going to be at the EMU in the amphitheater. 5 different bands have donated their time and are going to come and play for the afternoon. It's going to go from noon to 5. And it's a fundraiser. So we're looking for people to give to help. It's really great to feel bad. You guys know I tell you this all the time. I love it when people feel something. But feeling and to care and to be a community and to love and to be concerned, those are all action words. So you can't just feel. You have to do something about it. And in this case, $5-10, it's going to help this man a ton. Now, I want you to see, this is what you look like in the hospital.
Well, it doesn't look like me.
It doesn't, does it?
It doesn't.
Can I show them?
Yeah, sure.
You guys, I want you to see this. This is what Steve looked like in the hospital. That's one of the pictures. How long were you unconscious? I'm not asking you, I'm asking family members. Oh, here, I better show you first. That's another one. That's your profile.
Wow. Got the neck brace on.
He had, because
Yeah.
you still have, you're good with touching you, right?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so right up here, you guys, he has a scar where they had to actually drill this thing into his head to some of the process and stuff that they had to do on this man. So what have you, can I just ask you some kind of odd, weird kind of questions?
You can ask me anything you want.
I kind of figured I could.
Doesn't necessarily mean I'll be able to answer you, but you can ask anything you want.
What have you learned about yourself from all this?
I learned that if I plan on doing something, I need to do it in an upright and straightforward manner. I have, and part of what I'm trying to figure out is if I drank at all before I left to go down there. Did I drink while I was down there? Normally, I'm old enough that I don't overdrink, but I have no way of knowing because I don't remember anything.
Right. And so what do you learn about how you've helped them and just took them in? And
Right.
You're not a wealthy man.
No.
I mean, you're not some corporate guy. You're just a regular guy like the rest of us, and yet you find it in your heart to take people in. You know what I find that's very interesting is usually it's the people like us who are more simple that do things like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And you did that. I mean, you have people coming out of the woodwork going, Steve did this, Steve did this. So when you live your life like that, it does come back.
Eventually it does. I mean, all of my life, I've always tried to live that way, try to help people. And as you get older and you're dealing with younger people, you just automatically see it and go, why is this individual doing this? They're too young. So you sort of kick yourself in there and try to help them out and get them to realize what they're doing isn't necessarily the proper thing to do.
So where did you learn? Because okay, so let's just be really honest with people. None of us live a perfect life.
True.
You've made your mistakes.
Very much so.
But why? So how do you, where do you find it? Is that why you do that? Is that why you give all these people a shot at life?
When I was young, in my mid-teens, I was like every other teenager back then. I wanted to get out and get myself in trouble, and got in trouble one time, and basically went to court, and the judge said, you can go to jail or you can join the military. I joined the military, and that's where I learned a lot of the things that I incorporated after I got out of the military and all the way up until now.
So people are asking on here, Cassie, how can they donate? Do we have a GoFundMe?
There is a GoFundMe.
You guys, there is a GoFundMe page.
It's called Justice for Steve Hensley.
Justice for Steve Hensley. Would one of you guys write that on the comment section? Justice, GoFundMe account, Justice for Steve Hensley, Hensley. And that's a place you can donate. You can also come to the fundraiser on Sunday from noon to 5 at the EMU amphitheater, and they'll be taking donations there, and you get entertained at the same time. And if you get there at the right time, you might get to meet the star of the hour. Steve will be there. He's not going to be there the whole time because you still are. I don't want to say medically fragile, but you're not back to normal.
Right. Yeah. I sit here and realize what problems I do have. Thank God they're not as bad as they used to be, and I do appreciate that. And by the way, I do appreciate everyone's prayers and thoughts for me.
There you go.
They've really made a difference.
So let me tell you something. I got another surprise for you. So I have a friend named Matt, and Matt owns New Leaf Hyperbaric. It's a treatment. What this is it's an oxygen tank. I've done it. It's super fun. So it's an oxygen tank, but there's some evidence, quite a bit of evidence actually, that spending time in this oxygen tank for an hour, it basically just overloads your body with oxygen, so your blood, and it helps heal you. Well, Matt heard about you, and he says, Rick, I want to give him 3 treatments. I have 3 that I can give him for free, and all the sisters are happy now, and grandkids. He's going to give you 3 treatments. It's over by Valley River Center, and I'll tell you just from I did it once, and you come out and you feel like you're stoned. I felt like I was high, except not without the bad stuff and the paranoia. But it gives you the most euphoric feeling. But there's actually medical science behind it that shows that it does help restore you. So he's going to give you 3 treatments to see if that helps you at all, and then you can go from there with Matt and talk to him. But that's how much you kind of touch people out here. I've heard of it but never seen it and know anybody who's used it. Sounds cool. I have done it, and a lot of people do it, and it's really cool. And again, that's New Leaf Hyperbaric, and they also do massage. But he has offered that as well. You guys, I want to throw it again. We couldn't do this without Buck Sanitary Service. The buck stops here. That's the name of the show, and the buck does stop here. We have to help the police find the people or person who did this to Steve. Somebody out there knows something. Somebody saw something. Somebody opened their big mouth at a bar and bragged about doing something like this. That's how it happens. I covered the news for 30 years. Somebody always opens their big fat mouth. But if somebody doesn't say something and hear it or wonder about it, or if you know a relative that came back and was bloody or something after something like this, you need to report this, because how important is it that you find who did this?
It's important for me to be able to find who did it, so I can get answers as to why would you do it, what did I do to cause you to do it, and plus I get answers as to what actually happened, and so I know, which makes a big difference.
Is that the hard part? Is I mean, there's a space a longer than 24-hour space, but there's a space in your life right now that's vacant.
Exactly, and not knowing makes a big difference. I mean, it's a little different if you're walking down the street in the middle of the night, somebody jumps out of the bushes and starts beating you up. Yeah, that's different. But if you don't realize it, and lo and behold, you find out that, hey, maybe you're the one that started the problem, and you're the one that maybe caused what's going on.
I'm sorry,
but,
Steve.
at this point, I don't feel that way, because that's not the way I am. Whether I'm, been drinking a little bit or just in a bad mood, that's not the way I am.
Steve, you didn't know. There's not one person out here who's going to think that you did something to deserve this. Nobody has done anything to deserve what they did to you. And you could have died.
Oh, I know.
I mean, you could have. If that great person, have you met the person who found you?
No.
No, but we're planning on.
Oh, I want to see that one. So I don't know if you guys know this part. A guy found him laying unconscious behind Joey's Pizza in Springfield, and stayed there with him until people got there. But if he wouldn't have found you, there's no telling how much time you had left.
Well, I know he works for a roofing company right next to my apartment complex, which is about less than 100 feet from where I was found. So.
And he's no longer living there, so just so you know.
No longer living there.
We wouldn't let that information out because we don't
if
want
I was still living there.
We don't want people to know. So people are saying, let's find him, bless this person, bless the man who found him. Steve, what else do you want to say? And then I'm going to repeat all the information people need to know.
I just, it's weird because you go through life and you get a few people that say, hey, you're a good guy and that, but you don't even realize it till something like this happens. And the idea is within a week or two, I could have passed away due to the injuries I had. And I had so many people, and now I'm starting to realize how many were out there and are still out there. And it's very gratifying, actually, to realize that there's that many people still out there that care about you the way they do. And most times you may not know it, but times like this, you find out, and it's something that you really appreciate.
So what we hear in the news and on the headlines and in the media right now is how everything's going to hell and everything's bad and this is happening and that's happening. But here in this little place called Springfield, Oregon, a man's alive today because of a Good Samaritan and a bunch of community members who are coming forward to tell the story of this normal guy who's been taking care of people just because it's the right thing to do. I think this is what news should be about. This is real life.
It is. It is real life.
So you matter.
Apparently I do.
and your voice matters.
Oh, thank you.
And all the things you've been doing all these years, it added up to something amazing.
Right. And it takes something like this for, a regular individual to look back and go, well, yeah, I guess what I've been doing in the past does matter.
No, there's no leads right now, Lisa, that we know of. Police are working on it, but they need our help, and that's why we're doing this again. I am so happy to meet you, and it's great to see you. I think about you a lot. I think a lot of people do, and we're just going to be positive and find that these people are going to be found, or whoever did this to you, and that you're going to get better completely.
I like that idea.
Okay.
I really do.
So,
I'm going to photobomb.
Okay, she's going to photobomb us.
Hi, I'm Steve's sister, and I just want to thank everybody out there, Rick, and everybody that has helped him, has donated, has prayed, because the prayers have been answered. We thought we were going to lose him, and instead we have a miracle right here.
Yeah.
And we all love him and care about him, and I'm glad others do too. And thank you for your prayers and support.
And that's even coming from his sister.
His older sister.
She knows all the bad stuff. You better pay her off. I know my sisters. I'd have to tell them, okay, please don't tell that story. Don't tell that story. So you guys, again, $1,000 reward offered from Dale Leslie, the young man he's not young now, but when he was a young man, I'm going to keep throwing that in for him. Steve took him in and took care of him. So he's offering a $1,000 reward that leads to the arrest of whoever did this. Also a fundraiser, EMU Amphitheater, free, open to the public, noon to 5 at the University of Oregon on Sunday. Just show up and meet him and show your support. And, bring $5-10. If you got $50,000 you want to donate, we'll take it. Yeah. And also we want to thank Matt over at New Leaf Hyperbaric for offering and giving him 3 sessions in the hyperbaric chamber. It's the most relaxing thing in the world. You can take a book, or you can just lay there, put your music in, and you lay back, and they just shove you full of oxygen. And it's like the most comfortable thing ever. And we especially want to thank Buck Sanitary Service. Scott and Lisa Weld, you are the best. When I came to you with this idea of doing a show called The Buck Stops Here, because your name is Buck Sanitary, you bought into it, and now it's paid off because we're doing really great things in the community like this, because this is where the buck stops. It's not the police's thing. Obviously, they're investigating. This isn't about some organization or some grant money coming in. This is us. This is the community of Springfield, Eugene, and anybody else that wants to participate. We take care of our own. And that means we're going to take care of Steve and make sure that he's okay. We don't know who did it, and we may never know, but we think we will. But that's not our business. Right now, it's just finding a way to make sure that this man is healthy and back to normal. Okay?
I appreciate that. I really do.
It's going to be good to meet you, buddy.
Good to meet you.
I have a feeling we'll be back.
Well, I've seen your show a few times, so I've seen you before.
Yeah. That's my mom used to say, the best thing about having you on TV is I can turn you off.
Oh, that makes it nice, I guess.
All right, you guys. So we've got a whole week of shows planned for you. I cannot remember what they are right now. And then I want to remind everybody on here that next week, Kathy and I will be in Wallowa County doing our Exploring franchise. And we'll be over there showing you everything from nighttime glass bottom kayak trip to the gondola up to the top of the Oregon Swiss Alps, and some really cool places to stay, some good beer, and some good distillery. We always get some of that stuff in. So that'll be next week. Hi, Steve. You don't know me personally, but my best friend is your boss, Kelly. We have been praying for you. That's from Jenny. So sorry this happened to you, Steve. Disgusting that people do that in this community. So you're going to have to go back. You guys keep writing stuff because Steve will be able to go back and read this and see it. All right, so have a good day. And don't forget, Sunday, you can come show your support. What else you got to do? It'll be a really fun day, a nice day, and you can sit and hang out with this guy. Obviously, he's on to something because people love the man. I don't know. I'm going to see what happens here. See ya.